So let me tell you about a couple that I once knew. On the outside, they seemed perfect, like they had it all together, right? But what no one saw was the web of secrets that they were both hiding from each other. It started small, a lie about where she was going, a text message he deleted. They thought they were protecting each other, but let me tell you, those secrets started to fester like a silent poison. One day, out of the blue, everything imploded. He found out something she never wanted him to know, and she discovered something he had been hiding for months. In the end, their relationship was left in ruins, all because the secrets that they thought were too dangerous to share came to light. Are you keeping secrets? Do you think it's harmless? Today, I'm going to reveal the secrets that will absolutely destroy a relationship if you let them stay in the dark. Trust me, some of these might surprise you. Jessica OS here, welcome back to the channel. Unexpressed feelings. You might be thinking, how can something I don't say be as damaging as something I hide? Here's the truth. The things you don't say, the feelings you keep bottled up, can create just as much, if not more harm in your relationship as any secret you actively keep. Unexpressed feelings are like little cracks in the foundation of your relationship. At first, they may seem insignificant, something that doesn't need to be addressed. Maybe it's a frustration you have with your partner's behavior, a need that's not met, or a hurt that you're too afraid to bring up. You tell yourself that it's not worth the argument, that you'll just let it slide. But over time, those little cracks will start to grow. The more you hold back, the more those unspoken words build up until one day they start to weigh on you so heavily that they begin to affect how you feel about them. You see, when you keep your feelings to yourself, they don't just disappear, they fester. They turn into resentment, bitterness, frustration. You might find yourself becoming distant, less affectionate, or more irritable without even realizing it. Your partner, on the other hand, senses that something is wrong but can't quite put their finger on it. They might start to feel like they're doing something wrong, or worse, that they can no longer be enough for you. All the while, the gap between you grows wider, making it harder for you guys to reconnect. Relationships thrive on communication, not just the big important conversations, but the everyday things, those little things, the thoughts and the concerns. When you hold back, you're not giving your partner the chance to understand you, to meet your needs, or to work through issues together. It's like trying to solve a puzzle without all the pieces. It just doesn't work. And eventually, all those unspoken feelings will lead to an emotional distance that's hard to overcome. So, what can you do to prevent something like this? Start by recognizing when you're holding back. Ask yourself why you're not sharing your feelings. Are you afraid of conflict? Are you worried about how your partner will react? Or maybe you just don't want to burden them with issues that bother you. Now, whatever the reason is, it's important to address it. Remember, your partner wants to know how you feel. They want to understand what's going on with you as well, so they can support you, they can love you, they can grow with you and treat you better. By expressing those feelings, even the uncomfortable ones, you're giving your relationship a shot. Secret friendships or emotional affairs. You might be thinking it's just a friendship, we haven't crossed the lines, right? But here's the thing, emotional affairs or hidden close friendships can be just as harmful, if not more in actual fact, than a physical affair. Why? Because they involve the level of intimacy, trust, emotional connection that should be reserved for your partner. Let me break it down. An emotional affair starts innocently enough. A coworker you confide in, a friend you text late at night, someone who gets you in a way that your partner doesn't. You share your thoughts, your dreams, your frustrations, things you might not even share with your partner. And because there's no physical contact, you tell yourself it's harmless. Here's where the danger lies, though. Emotional affairs create a deep personal connection that's slowly eroding the bond that you have with your partner. You start to turn to this other person for emotional support rather than your partner. And before you know it, you're keeping this relationship a secret, lying about who you're talking to or spending time with. Think about what that does to your partner when they find out. And trust me, they often do. They feel a sense of betrayal. They start to wonder, why wasn't I enough? Why did they need to turn to someone else? It creates this feeling of jealousy, insecurity, deep hurt, leading to the same kind of mistrust and conflict that comes with physical infidelity. The fact that it was hidden, that you kept this connection a secret only amplifies the sense of betrayal. Your partner may feel that they've lost you emotionally, even if nothing physical ever happened. But it's not just about how it affects your partner, it's also about how it affects you and your relationship. Secret friendships and emotional affairs create a divide between you and your partner, a barrier that can be hard to break down once it's established. So what should you do if you find yourself in this kind of situation? I think the first thing you need to do is to be honest with yourself. Are you developing feelings that go beyond that friendship? Are you sharing things with this person that you wouldn't share with your partner? If the answer is yes, then it's time to reevaluate. Financial secrets. Now you might be thinking, it's just money. Why does it matter if I keep a few things to myself? Here's a reality. Money isn't just the numbers on a bank statement. It's trust, it's security, it's the future that you're building together. Let's talk about hidden debt, for example. Maybe it's a credit card you maxed out, student loans you've been struggling to pay off, or even that personal loan you took out to cover an unexpected expense. Now you tell yourself that you'll handle it on your own, that your partner doesn't need to worry about it. But every time you get a bill in the mail or a call from a creditor, that pit in your stomach just continues to grow. You're constantly on edge, fearing the day that your partner stumbles across that bank statement or a late payment notice and asks, hey, what is this? And when that date comes, it's not just about the money anymore. It's about the fact that you've been hiding something so significant. They'll start to wonder, if you're keeping this from me, what else are you not telling me? The trust that's so vital to any relationship begins to erode. Suddenly, every purchase, every financial decision becomes a source of tension. Even if your partner says they understood, there's a part of them that feels betrayed, left out of something that, well, they should have been a part of from the beginning. And it's not just debt. Maybe you're squirreling away money in a secret savings account, just in case things don't work out. You tell yourself it's a safety net. But what does that say about the commitment to your current relationship? Your partner expects that you're both in this together, fully and completely. But if they find out that you're preparing for an escape route, it sends a clear message. You don't trust them, and you don't trust the future of your relationship. Now, I get it. Talking money can be uncomfortable, even scary. Maybe you grew up in a household where money was a constant source of stress, or maybe you've been burned in the past. But bringing those fears and anxiety to your current relationship without addressing them is a recipe for disaster. Financial secrets create a rift, a divide between you and your partner that only gets wider with time. Think about it this way. Money isn't just about paying bills or buying things. It's about building a life together. Every financial decision you make impacts both of you, whether it's saving for a house, planning a vacation, or just making sure there's enough to cover the basics. When you keep financial secrets, you're taking away your partner's ability to be part of that process, to be part of the life you're supposed to build together. What's the solution? I think it starts with transparency. I mean, it's time to come clean. Your partner deserves to know the full picture, because only then can you both work together to find solutions and make some kind of plan for the future. Addictions. Whether it's an addiction to substances, gambling, or something else entirely, hiding an addiction is one of the most destructive secrets you can keep from your partner. Addictions don't just affect the person struggling with them, they ripple out, impacting everyone around them, especially those that they love the most. Addictions are like a ticking time bomb in a relationship. On the surface, you might think you have it under control, that you can manage it without affecting your partner. But the truth is, addictions have a way of seeping into every corner of your life, bringing with them a range of destructive behaviors. Maybe it starts with financial strain, money disappearing without explanation, bills going unpaid, secret debts piling up. Your partner might notice that money is tight, but can't quite figure out why. Or perhaps there's this whole, emotional volatility that often accompanies, addiction. The mood swings, the defensiveness, the isolation that you feel. And your partner may start to feel like they're walking on eggshells, unsure of what version of you they're going to get from one day to the next. And here's where it gets really tricky, or even more dangerous. The longer you keep your addiction as a secret, the more it erodes the trust and stability of your relationship. They'll sense that there's something wrong, but they can't quite put a finger on it. They might start to feel distant from you, disconnected. And when the truth eventually comes out, and it almost always does, the impact can be devastating. They'll feel betrayed, hurt, angry, not just because of the addiction itself, but because of the lies and the secrecy that surrounds it. When you're ready to talk to your partner, do it from a place of honesty and vulnerability. Let them know that you're struggling and that you want their support as you work to overcome this. It's going to be difficult. It's going to be a really hard conversation, and it might take time for your partner to process everything. But by bringing your addiction to the open, you're taking that first step towards healing, not just yourself, but, your relationship as well. Past mistakes. All right, let's dive into something that haunts many of us. Past mistakes. I mean, we've all had those moments in our lives where we wish we could take things back. The decisions we regret, the things that we've done that we're not proud of, etc. But here's the thing. Keeping those past mistakes hidden from your partner can more often than not be more damaging to your relationship than you might think. The real question is, should you tell them everything? My answer is, it depends on what it is, okay? You should definitely tell them if it's something like a secret child, for instance, which is destined to come to light and affect your relationship adversely. I mean, think about it. Maybe it was a bad decision in a previous relationship, a moment of weakness, or even something you did before you ever met them, right? You might believe, look, it's in the past. There's no need to dig it up, no need to worry about it. It gets tricky though, because when you hide those mistakes, you're not just keeping a secret, you're creating that barrier between you and your partner. You're keeping a part of yourself hidden, a part that, whether you realize it or not, will affect how you interact with them today. Let's say you had an affair in a previous relationship, or maybe you struggled with something you're ashamed of, like substance abuse, as I spoke about in the previous point, or legal troubles. You've moved past it and you're determined to start afresh, but deep down there's a fear that, what if they find out? What if this mistake comes back to haunt you? This fear can create anxiety, guilt, and a constant worry that your secret might be discovered. And this worry doesn't just stay in your head, it seeps into your relationship. The real danger comes when your partner discovers this mistake on their own, through an old friend, a social media post, some unexpected source. The impact will be treacherous. The betrayal they will feel isn't just about the mistake itself, but about the fact that you kept it from them. They might start to question everything. What else are you hiding? As usual. Look, we all make mistakes. What matters is how we choose to handle them moving forward. If there's something in your past that you've been hiding, it might be time to have an honest conversation with your partner. And remember, your past does not define you. It's how you choose to move forward that truly matters. Past traumas. These are the deep, often painful experiences that have shaped who we are today. It could be anything from childhood abuse, traumatic loss, or even a deeply scarring relationship. And I get it, talking about these things is incredibly difficult. But here's the thing, hiding past trauma from your partner will create a barrier in your relationship that will be difficult to overcome. When you've been through something traumatic, it doesn't just disappear. It stays with you. It influences how you think, feel, react to certain situations. You might have triggers, certain words, places, smells that will bring back those painful memories. And when your partner doesn't know about your trauma, they can't fully grasp or understand why you might react in that way, why you might withdraw, or why you're suddenly seeming so different. In fact, they may even take it personally, thinking that maybe they've done something wrong, when in reality, you're the one who's struggling with the weight of your past. Hiding past trauma keeps your partner in the dark, keeps them from being able to support you in a way that you need. Relationships are about partnership, about being there for each other through thick and through thin. But if they don't know what you've been through, they can't be there for you in a way that truly matters. Now, I'm not saying go ahead and spill your entire life story on your first date, but when you're in a serious relationship, one that you want to last, it's important to share these parts of yourself at your own pace, in your own time, but you need to share them nonetheless. You see, your partner needs to understand what you're going through so they can walk alongside you than rather walk in a minefield of unspoken pain and unresolved issues. Let me wrap up this video. So, I get it. Sharing these things are scary. It's easier to keep your secrets, to think you're protecting your relationship by not rocking the boat. But the truth is, those secrets will only create distance, breed mistrust, and eventually destroy everything that you've been trying to protect. If you truly love them, you owe it to them to be honest, even when it's hard. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, smash that like button. Don't forget to subscribe. Turn on notifications so you get notified every time I post. And if you watched till the end, drop a yellow heart in the comments so I know. My name is Jessica OS. Thank you so much for watching and listening. I'll catch you in the next video.